It's Sunday night at 9 p.m, which can only mean one thing. A couple of duffers talking about another project today with a couple of duffers. Had to work that in.
Very apt. I like it.
Can't whack it, aye. So, for everybody that hasn't been under a rock, Stranger Things series season 5 smacked itself onto Netflix, but you were only getting 4 episodes because I don't know why are Netflix doing that recently. Used to just be the gear.
I genuinely think it's just to keep the thirst alive. I genuinely do, because I can't think of anything else that they get from it. What it could also be is if you space them apart long enough, folk have to pay for at least 2 months subscription.
Oh, there's that. Do you know what I thought as well? Because they're dropping them on New Year's Day and Christmas and that. They're trying to pop the rating, eh? Look at our surge on Christmas Day. But here's the thing. Let me just say this. I said this because everybody going into this series, everybody's like, oh, who's going to die? Who's going to die? And I says, everybody's like proper hoping that Steve doesn't die. And I'm like this, right? Lads, they're not going to, like, if somebody's going to die, it's going to be in episode 4. Because they're not going to kill somebody on Christmas Day and ruin Christmas for everybody. But then watching the series, I'm like, maybe they will. Maybe they will.
I mean, it's possible. I do think that. Do you actually think they'd be hated for it? Do you know what I mean? Do you think you ruined my fucking Christmas? Well, you shouldn't be watching telly on Christmas Day anyway. It's time for family. That's the point, mate. I'm already depressed enough that I've not got my family here with me on Christmas Day, so I thought I'll watch Stranger Things to cheer myself up, and then you go and kill everybody.
Oh man!
This isn't spoilers for what we've watched so far. We're just riffing.
And by the way, anybody that's not watched it right now and is here, slap yourself. You should have watched it by now. You know what I mean?
I know. Imagine leaving it till just before the show to watch any of
it. Any real Stranger Things fan was ready. Probably Wednesday fucking night right into Thursday, right? But I was like, nah, too much on. So the minute I got home on Thursday, at that evening, it was blanket suit, all the Stranger Things snacks, Doritos with the Stranger Things on it. You know, the wee jelly demigorgons, the demi-dogs.
The jelly gorgons.
The jelly gorgons. Wait, everything. And it was like that. To Lucas is the only one that watched it. And I was like that. Shut the fuck up. I'll break your bones, all right? Because we're watching this. You chat through it, I'll fucking murder you, all right? Never said a word. I'm joking.
Hello, social.
He's old enough now. Nard says, all right, lads, we thing we here. What's Stranger Things? I was hoping there that I hadn't spelt it right.
We get a karaoke this thing and singing it.
Do you know what I love about the word thingway? Is it's like a posh hingway.
Stranger Thingway. Stranger Hings. Hingway. And the thing is, Hingway can be loads of things. You know what I mean?
Aye.
The Thingway.
But the weird thing is, depending on who you're talking to, if you say hingway, folk are going to know exactly what you're talking about. Like, I'll say to my wife, "Where's the such and such?" She's it's on top of the hingway, and I'll go and get it. It's a weird wee word, man. I love it. I love the word hingway. Can we call it Stranger Hingways?
Just checking it, see if Devontae's turned up. Have a good one. Well, I have a feeling Devontae will be here. The minute you hear that wee clock chime, you know Devontae's on his way in.
As much as we didn't want him to fucking turn up, he will. Because
I don't know. I'm quite happy with him coming. What happens is, anytime if we Devontae shows up, I'm going to play this.
The Vecna. That's his new name.
It's Devontae. Right. So, by the way,
he looks like that one that plays the witch in Wicked 2. No Wicked 1. She looked a bit different back then, but he actually looks like what she does now.
That's quite true, eh?
Yeah, very true.
So, context here. We've always enjoyed Stranger Things right for the get-go. When I first started watching it, I couldn't get into it for some reason, but then I did. So I was right out of it for like a good wee while, but then I went right into it. And once I did, I never looked back, man. Watched every season as it dropped, and it didn't drop. I think only season 4 is when they started dropping it, and then being like, "You're getting only a wee bit now, and then we'll give a wee bit later, and then a wee bit later."
I actually didn't know they were going to be doing the second half of the season staggered like that. I thought it was going to be Christmas Day, we get the rest.
No.
Obviously no.
Obviously, no way. By the way, they haven't half aged. I thought they aged when we saw them and then we met them. And then now, like, I'm like, man, that's the same. See when you're watching, you're like that to the wife. Met that guy. You're like that. Have you gave it any of that part? I say it. We know.
Nah, what's weird is a lot of me forgets that because of my Lou Ferrigno thing. That took over all my memories.
Oh, man. Serious.
Like getting chinned by Lou Ferrigno. I was like, shit.
But I still think he was chinning you. I didn't even realise he was deaf. You know what I mean?
What, did you know here?
Yeah, did you see the thumbnail for tonight's episode?
No, I've been watching it. No, since we kind of worked out that this was definitely what we were doing. I've been busy up until watching the episode, so I've no looked at our thumbnail. I do apologise.
No, it's all right. It's just Matthewman sent me a text there just saying belter of a thumbnail. So I thought maybe you had seen it, but I'll show it to you. I'll show it to everyone. A wee thumbnail for the day. Sometimes when it's a wee special episode, I don't mind making a wee bit.
That's the exact same face I made when you took a photo of me in the shower.
It's the same face I made looking at you while on the shower.
And Vecna is what I did in the shower.
Stranger shite.
It's Vecna.
Mate, I feel like Matthew's going to turn that into a tune.
He very well. He might. Let's see what he does. He's very talented, the man.
Yeah, for sure. So this one came out. I thought the previous series was fucking class. Really enjoyed the big man himself showing up. I've always said I love a great villain, especially one that isn't afraid to kill kids. And Vecna attained that and turned it all the way up to 11. See what I done there?
I've seen that.
She turned it up to the max, you know.
Give that boy the mic.
Oh no, that's no.
Hey, I've got some rubbish here. I need to put it in the dustbin.
No,
I always take it too far.
Never got them.
Did
you see our intro tonight? I pulled the fast one on his thinking, he's not done a special intro, and then it went, I got you there,
And we got the big cloak.
He's got a big cloak. So this series, I was howling, by the way, see when he got up, and he was like that. It was all burst in his face, wee Dustin, because he gets leathered by a group of folk that will probably end up dying at the end of the series, as always.
We can only hope.
Aye, but here's the thing, and it only got pointed out to me the other day, and I'll tell you this in just a sec once we read some of these comments. Connor Davies, you reckon Vecna would tear into some good old-fashioned mince and ties, Kev? Davies, my man. Reason Davies says this is I've ever said this story on the podcast. Like in my old work, Davies would bring in his lunch, and I mind one time he had mince and tatties that his ma Audrey made, right? Shout out to Audrey, we go way back. And get this, he said, I stole his mince and tatties, and he came back and he was like, who's fucking stole my mince and tatties out of the office? Everybody's screaming because like just Davey running about on the warpath. Who stole my mince and tatties?
What is it with you? There are so many situations, work situations, bearing in mind you're there to do a job and make money, that start with somebody for some reason shouting, what the fuck happened to insert here, followed by Kev going, insert here, wasn't it me?
I know it was me. It was me. In the end, no stress. No mince and tatties were harmed in the making of this practical joke. But he got them back. All was good. But do you reckon Vecna would tear into some good old fashioned mince and tatties? He has to be eating mince and tatties. That's exactly what he's been feeding Mike. You know when he shoved that thing in his face. Audrey's mince and tatties. Any more of the jokes? I'm hopping out of here. Oh, that was quite passionate.
Man, I can't see the comments. This is annoying me.
He said, any more of those jokes, and I'm hopping out of here. Like hopping. I'd be dusting my jokes off. Davey, good times indeed, my man. I hope all's good.
Stranger Times, mate.
You know,
Stranger
stuff.
Times.
Stranger Times, eh? They were strange times, man. Stranger Times indeed. But I was howling when Dustin, after he got leathered off those wee dudes, and he got up. Have you ever seen Not Another Teen Movie? We've spoke about this, eh? You ever seen the film?
I've seen it once when it came out. I didn't really think much of it.
You remember the boy gets smashed by a bus, and he's walking into the airport, and he's like fucking burst as fuck. He's like, there's a girl in there that I love. Well,
Funnily enough, I don't remember it, but I can see why you find it funny.
well, that's what Dusty reminded me of. Dusty Bun. He'd been Dusty Burst, man. So I get this right. So they character. I was about to say there, Damien, my sister's husband, right, pointed something out, and he's very true about it. And I was like, oh, I didn't actually realise it, even though I kind of did. Stranger Things doesn't kill any of the main characters. What they do is every series they introduce new characters and then kill them off, saving the actual main cast. And I thought, no, aye. Right. But this year, I think it's time to start taking out some of the OGs. If you go over to Nard's channel, make sure you drop him a sub, up and coming YouTuber Nards. If you go over to his channel, he done a great wee breakdown as to why he thinks Hopper is going to hop it in this series. Go over and check it out. I'm not going to waste it for you, but I'll maybe talk about it a wee bit at the end, why he may be right, and I would agree with him. King Matthew III. I wonder if he's related to King Matthew Mann. Who do you guys think is more likely to die in Stranger Things Season 5, Volume 2? Steve or Jonathan? Honestly, I'm leaning more towards Steve dying. Well, which would hold more weight? If Jonathan dies, you'd be like, oh. If Steve died, you'd be like,
No,
So
I don't know, man. I think I'd go the opposite way. I think that if Jonathan died, it'd be Mary Assyrian, because like Steve just kind of fell into the situation. I mean, I know they all fell into the situation, but like I would say that Jonathan is probably one of the OG situationists, because he was one of the first brought in because he's Will's brother. Will was the first to disappear. He's been there for day one trying to fucking work out
Steve
what's
was
going
there
on.
in the first episode, mate.
He was there, but he wasn't part of their crew. In fact, he was a dick for the first, I don't know how many episodes.
Go back and watch it. Was he really
No,
a dick?
I mean, I've barely had time to watch this.
How do you think you would feel if somebody was trying to get with your missus?
Well, not particularly good, but it was clearly like as Edward Furlong would say in Terminator 2, a jack douche bastard.
He was a douche, but he wasn't actually a dick. And it's funny because when I first watched it, I thought he was. And then after rewatching it again over the last couple of weeks, he's not actually a dick. You're just not looking
Have you
at
had
it. from his
time to
perspective.
watch that all again?
One a night,
All,
mate.
all of it?
Aye. There's like 8 episodes every series, every season.
Aye, but still. That's
Do one a night
fucking-
before you go to bed. Easy.
Aye, that's 32 episodes.
So 32, no days in the trot, but it's not hard. It's not hard at all. But yeah, he's not actually a dick. You're just not looking at it through his perspective. And even when he could have been much more of a dick, he wasn't. And when you think about what Jonathan was actually doing, he was taking pictures of Nancy, who was Steve's missus, through her fucking bedroom window. Like,
Right, I'll give you that one.
and then it's not even like he just took them off his digital camera and put them on his computer. He was fucking darkrooming that shit. They were all hanging up. Do you know what I mean?
At least he didn't put them into Kodak. You know what I mean? He didn't put them in somewhere to get developed. Have to wait a week, hoping that they do look at them.
He developed them himself. So, and you know, the more the series goes on, everybody that's watching tonight and everybody that's going to watch in the future, please tell me in the comments if you agree with me. I think there's more between Steve and Nancy, because Steve's had a long, like, to get to where he was, to get to where he is now. I think it makes more sense that he and Nancy end up together. And I think that's more so what the audience want. Jonathan's kind of just an NPC at this point. I think he was very useful in series 1 and 2, but since then he's just become an NPC. And I think they even thingy at that.
I have to say, I had a wee inappropriate laugh. See the first episode of this season when they were climbing the tower, and Jonathan was kind of looking down on Steve catching up with him or whatever. All I could think of was Leonardo DiCaprio in What's Eating Gilbert Grape, like at the top of the fucking telephone pole or whatever he was up. Just I was like, oh, why did that remind? I think he looks a wee bit like young DiCaprio. He's not quite as good looking, but he reminds me of him.
He looks like somebody's ma now. In that series, I definitely was like, he looks like he's somebody's mum. I mean, no
Okay.
offense, no offense to him. Like,
No offense to somebody's mum.
no, no offense to him himself. You know, him and Nancy are together in real life.
No, I don't follow celebrity pish.
I mean, you don't have to. Just it's a wee fact. They've been together since season 1, so they're together in real life. That's
Nice.
makes the on-screen kissing easy. But no, if she's going to go back with wee Stevie boy. So I think killing Steve holds more weight than killing Jonathan. I don't think people would be that arsed about Jonathan because he's been a bit of a backseat character.
He is a bit of a wet blanket. I'll give you that.
He's just quite quiet. He's in the background, you know.
Aye. I've kind of always felt the same about. This might annoy you. I've kind of always felt the same about Will. To be honest, I know he was the catalyst for getting everything moving, but I've always felt like that he was just the guy that was there to cause panic every now and again. But even in the first couple of episodes of this season, I was like, oh, they're actually making proper use of him now. I was like, I like that.
Quite a bit, quite a bit. Nard says, myself and Joyce are together in real life. Is your missus name Joyce? Joyce Nards. Mate,
Wolfman's got Joyce.
when we were all kids, we all were together with Joyce. Right for Eddie Scissorhands.
I never had it. I never had that with Winona Ryder. I forgot it more with now in Stranger Things than I ever had it with anything before.
No, it's Winona. No, it's Winona. Your missus is called Winona. And do you ride or ride? Wait a minute. And do you ride or
We
ride?
get a karaoke this thing mate, and sing in it.
The sound wasn't what made that good there. It was the image. So anybody listening to this, sorry. You didn't get the best bit.
Talking about rides, Janice, how's it going? Hey, Janice. Sorry, I'm a few minutes late. Oh, it's all good, man. Are you right into Stranger Things? Into a battle? Class times, man. Class times. So, you're right about that. Will was kind of like just, oh no, he's a wee victim this whole time. I think Vecna coming into it has been class. I always love a good baddie. And I thought it was quite grim what he was doing to other characters. And
Snap-a-roo.
I know. Geese your eyes,
Like that season, I would say was probably the first. Like season 4 was probably the first one where you kind of went, "Fucking hell, that actually feels like horror." Do you know what I mean? Like lifted up in the air, just like, and then fucking snap, boff, and you're like, what is this program? What is this program just turned into?
They'll not be needing the eyes where you're going.
That's no eyes, Tim.
That's a drawny eyes. Felt the same about Will. Useless from season 3 to 4. Now he's the dungeon master. That's true. That's true. I kind of thought that maybe Will was going to turn out to be like, right, so how I know all these things, J-Max, no celebrity gossip or that. I actually have paid attention to the lore behind Stranger Things and all this stuff, all right? So there are certain theories, Like, for example, J-Mac, just based on your interpretation of Stranger Things, who do you think the true villain is? Is it Vecna or is it the Mind Flayer?
The what then? That's a season 1 reference, isn't it?
No, that's a every season reference.
I don't think I remember hearing that since the first episode where they were playing they were playing a game of Dungeons and Dragons. I can't remember the Mind Flayer getting mentioned since.
It's literally in series 3. It kills Billy.
Mind what I texted you earlier on, saying I might not be good at talking about long-running TV series because I don't retain the information. I don't retain the knowledge.
It's not
as well.
It's not from series 1. It's definitely been there. It's a consistent theme. You know when? So I'll give a wee bit of a brush up, and for anybody watching that hasn't, when Henry Creel went into the unknown, he then seen this, which is, you've seen it's like dust particles moving, but it's essentially a mind flare, and that happens as he then started to control it, and it's a hive mind. It controls everything. So do you think that is controlling Vecna to do what it wants? Because we believed in series 1, 2, and 3 that the mind flare was in control of everything. and that it was that trying to do everybody in? Or do we believe that Vecna now controls that? What do you think?
I am going to put that to the audience because I genuinely have no idea.
Nah.
No, like I haven't thought about it that much. I take each episode as it comes, and then I forget it because that's what I do with TV stuff.
Fair enough. It's a tough one because right up to series 3, right to the end of series 3, we believed that it was the Mind Flayer that was sending all these different demogorgons out, but it still could be. It just could be They refer to Vecna as the Mind Flayer's top general,
right?
You know what I mean? When Vecna comes in series 4, and then you see that Henry heads to the Upside Down, and that's where he connects with the Mind Flayer. So either the Mind Flayer is using him, or he's using. Are you peeing into a bottle?
No, why?
Sounded like they were. What would blow my mind would be stand up, Jay Mack. Stand up. No, jump.
No, I'm not getting any scans on. It's a proper teams meeting, like.
Class, man. What would blow my mind would be if Vecna is squished by the real villain, and that villain starts killing all the main characters. Yeah, and that could be, by the way, it could be Will, or it could be the Mind Flayer.
Okay.
You know,
I feel like we've not spoke much about these 4 episodes. We're just thinking ahead.
No, we're not thinking ahead. We're thinking about everything that's happened and going, who is Vecna?
All right. Okay.
Like there's nothing.
Y'all have at it now.
So the first episode, what isn't really that big a deal, is it? It's just a kind of we're bringing everybody back.
It's a builder. It's a typical builder episode.
Which, by the way, when my wife was saying, I found that quite boring, I says it has to be. No, every episode has to be mad. Because if it is, then nothing's mad. It's all mad, you know? So you're getting to figure out what's going on here. Everybody's kind of in Hawkins. It's all been COVID-19. Sarah Connor's floating about. Mate, would you still?
Honestly, no.
I was like, she's definitely been smoking a bit, eh?
She looks like she's dying, man. Like it's not even just the smokery voice and the smokery wrinkles. It's like her eyes, man. She's got yellow eyes. To me, that's never a good sign. Like,
I had this teacher. You probably had him too. You probably had a younger version of him because when I got there, right, and he resembled Rabsy Nesbitt, and he was like high up in the faculty at high school. For the purposes of the tape, anybody watching, J Mac and I went to the same school. Just he was there long before me. Yeah, so
not that long.
when I came, he wasn't there. But here's the thing: there was a specific teacher, and I remember looking at him going, "He looks like a fucking alky man." Anyway, I think he eventually got sacked. Guess what?
What subject?
I think he was head of whatever. What was his name again? And he had his t-shirt was always untucked. He looked so alky. It was unbelievable. I'm like, nah. Teachers don't float about like this, especially like deputy heads.
Dunno, have you got a bleep button you can use when I say his name? I'll mouth it quite obviously. Actually, okay. Was it Mr.
I don't know if that was his name. I don't know if Mr. Graham was that. I don't think I know Mr. Graham.
You absolute penis.
That was his name, no. I don't know Mr. Graham. No, it wasn't him.
I don't know, Mr. Graham. You are unbelievable, man. Like, spoiler alerts. Here we go again.
Oh, I had to. I've got a reputation to uphold here, pal. Oh, no, it was. No, it wasn't Mr. Graham. I don't even know him. No, I'll remember it and I'll send it to you. Anybody that ever went to our school, please let us know. I forgot his name now. I can see him in my head though. Like Ramsey Nisbet's wee cousin. I will remember him. Shout out to Mr. Graham, whoever you are. An issue with Dr. K. Why have a human villain in the fate of the world is on the line? Yep. What would she have to gain from the death of... Well, here's the thing, because I was talking to my wife about this. She's like, so is she a bad guy? Is Sarah Connor a bad guy? And I'm like, no, I think they're just... They believe that the end of the world is because of 11. So they're trying to get her. And they don't believe... It's that whole propaganda machine. They're like, no, it's her. And no one... By the way, this is what's frustrating. No one has stopped to ever tell any of those folk, she's like the goodie. Like, please, can we explain? Nobody's ever done it. So why
that's
would
true.
they? Why would they?
Every bad guy in the history of the world has thought that they were the good guy. That's the thing. They've had a cause. They've had orders, maybe, and they just go with the orders because they think they're doing the right thing. It's a long running theme throughout history. No saying that she's not a baddie in this. We don't really know yet. She's getting presented as one. There's always the possibility that it will get flipped around at some point, which it probably will, because you can't just have a straight story in these programs now. There always has to be that shift, that twist, whatever, even if it happens in the very last episode, to make you go, right. But it'll be a hard sell. Like, by the way, can I just clarify something again? My memory's shocking. Did Linda Hamilton show up any time before now, or is this her first appearance? Aye. I think it was a big mistake to put her name in the credits. Don't put her name in the credits. Like, if you for the first episode, why would you do that?
She's in the trailer. Everybody knew.
What? But again, another problem with trailers.
I agree with you on that. They shouldn't have trailered her, right? Because they didn't trailer Max, right? They shouldn't have trailered her, and they should have kept her name at the credits. I agree with you, but they did anyway, and I think it was, oh look, Sarah Connor's there, so everybody be like, oh yeah, but we were watching it anyway.
It's not like it needed that for folk to go and watch it. Nobody's going to go and watch season 5 without already being a fan of the first 4 just to see Linda Hamilton looking like a fucking bossack. But,
looking like Vecna's bossack. She's just trying to find her dad.
She looks like a vexticle.
A vexticle. Yeah, I think what's going to happen is when she realizes, because now all her men have just been leathered off Vecna, I think now she's going to be like, right, all right, and I think she's going to come in handy and maybe help out. But it would not shock me if one of the major deaths of a main character is because of one of the humans.
Right, like just get a wee pop.
Yep. We have a wee comment from Dragon Mum. Hello, Dragon Mum. What do you think of Hopper's beard? I think it is marvelous, and as does Wolfman.
There's a moment where Hopper throws 2 grenades over his head, and I was taken straight back to watching Violent Night. Because of the beard. If it wasn't for the beard, I probably wouldn't have thought about it. But because of that big fucking Santa beard.
Well, Violent Night 2. Chances are he's sporting that beard because of Violent Night 2. He's probably just filming that at the same time as they filmed that.
Is Violent Night 2 coming?
Yes.
When? This year?
Let me just tell you. I just saw it the other day. I just saw something about it. Violent Night 2 is 2025.
Oh, yes! I love that movie, man. I really
good. Like, Home Alone for adults.
Home Alone for adults. You took the words right out of my puss.
Must have been while you were. Nice t-shirt, Jay. Shameless plug. I have Stranger Things merch. Mate, you never commented on my Vecna. I suppose you can't see it. Go over to Wolfman's got nards. He's got a wee channel and all.
Actually, when I bought this, I thought it was a barbecue restaurant, but there you go.
I don't like I'm mad, and I just like a big skeleton on the front.
It's actually, I texted you when I was watching it, like the first episode, and I saw Dustin wearing his Hellfire Club jumper. I was like, I've got that jumper. I was like, oh aye, I've got it because of Stranger Things. I totally forgot that's what it was for.
Hellfire, mate. Nardsy Boy says, I'd only keep her out the trailers if she was already a previous character.
How?
Why? Nice t-shirt, Kev. Shameless plug. I have Stranger Things merch in my store now. Wow. Go over to Nard's channel and get his Stranger Things merch. Why would you keep her out the thing if she was a previous character? Because we would already know she was there, unless she got done in. Aye, strange one.
Like when I was looking at and that's another thing, when she first shows up, her face is masked, like she's talking away like this, and I'm looking at her eyes, going, I know the eyes, I know that voice, and I couldn't place it. Obviously, I missed her name in the credits, because I refused to skip the credits. Right, like we watched the first. It was me, Mel, and Murray watched the first 2 episodes together. Well, Murray kind of fucked off because he hadn't really been there up until then, so he didn't know what was going on. But when the credits started, my wife was like, skip intro. I'm like, no. This is one of the reasons I watched this fucking program, is for that intro. It's still epic. It will always be epic. The next episode, they were like, right, Jordan, you've seen the intro, just skip it. I was like, no. I pressed the button. I was like, you little fucker.
You're not going to be able to hear that intro for quite some time now anyway as well, so you'd be as well enjoying it, as the countdown begins. Because she's no surprise, there's no shock. Aye, that's kind of what we were saying, King Matthew III says, if Stranger Things Season 5 Volume 2 uses elements from D&D, do you guys think Eddie could possibly come back as Vampire Kaz, since Kaz died similar to the way Eddie did? I've got something to say about that, right? 2 parts to that, right? So, yeah, possibly. We've seen that Vecna has used, again, every time, Billy. He used Billy as, like, some sort of way to freak out Max, right? So we could see Eddie again, but there's a bigger reason. I don't think he's going to come back as Kaz. And I understand, because Kaz essentially becomes like the hero. And this show isn't built around Eddie, so I don't think they're going to do that, right? But we hear from the Duffer Brothers, this is no secret. This final season is going to focus heavily on time travel. You've already seen them foreshadow it, flux capacitor and all that, right? So they're going to use time travel. So of course they're going to go back. Why would Dustin, like, the whole purpose to Dustin wearing, Nards is going to make a video on this now. Dustin is wearing the Hellfire stuff and he's flying the flag for Eddie, correct? He's getting a fucking kick in for it, but he's dying on that hill, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So why would you do that if you're not going to, at some point, include Eddie?
Yeah.
Right, I think what's going to happen is they're going to go back in time. Look at that,
and it's kind of we're in that situation with Stranger Things now, where it's the same as the MCU. You can bring anybody back at any time for any reason you fucking want.
Yeah, and another thing, and by the way, I even said to my wife, though, if they do that, I'm actually quite annoyed because they're undoing everything that's been done. But here's the thing: did you see the teacher, that funny teacher, and on the board he's shown you the time travel, and it's like the two. It looks
the
like
wormhole thing.
Yeah,
the Donnie Darko thing.
Right. What did Will draw with the paint in that barn?
Something.
Same shape, but it's got all the wee kids in it. It's the same shape. So I didn't
even notice that.
I think that's what they're going to do. They're going to go back in time, and I think Dustin will head to where Eddie is, and he'll be like, "Follow me, motherfucker, because you're going to get done in," and it'll change the outcome. That. I mean, I don't know how what would they do? Just bring Eddie straight out of the past, and I don't know how that actually affects the rest of the show. But I do think that's what it's going to be. And who on earth is Kaz? Says Nards. They could have even brought Eddie back as being stuck in Vecna's mind. True, but no, really, because he was fucking dead. Like, my wife has always said to me, "Oh, it's a shame for Eddie. They could bring him back," and I'm like, "Let's rewatch his death scene." I'm like, deed. Right. So unless it's revival, deed. Okay. Look at Barb. It's like, could we not bring Barb back? Yeah, if you want to remove all the fucking snakes with her eyes. Yep. Suppose you could bring her back. You know what I mean? Who on earth is Kaz? Kaz is Vecna's betrayer in D&D lore. He's the guy that essentially, and by the way, the posters do foreshadow this with Will and Vecna. Vecna should lose his eye, because in the D&D lore, Vecna's eye gets lost, and whoever takes the eye and uses Vecna's eye will be able to use it with Vecna's powers. Now, if you do that, though, every time you do that, you give a bit of your soul away to Vecna, so he starts to consume you. Don't know if that'll happen. They do reference time travel, don't they? They do, Davies. They do. So I can see that happening. P.S. I got a Stranger Things video set for tomorrow. Betty's like that, right, and doing everything I'm saying here. What was that? Time travel?
I'm
Same
sure
thing?
he is. I'm sure he's always used us for reference.
Of course, man. Oh shit, you got a point, Kev. The drawing part. You need to use it in one of your videos. Don't worry, I don't need a credit. But
He's all right. It'll be the day after tomorrow now.
Rescheduled. But that there's something to that, because that is what Vecna's drawing is. So I believe that they are. I think we'll see Eddie again, and what solidified that for me was the fact that Dustin was still flying that flag, because other characters have died and they've just been like, what a shame, put a wee picture of them on the fridge, and they've moved on. Dustin's like hardcore, this is for Eddie. And I think that has to be paid off when he sees him again. And who does? Nards and his missus and his kids will always screaming at the telly when Dustin sees Eddie again. 100%.
Can we talk about Dustin's kicking for a minute? That was a kicking.
I thought weak.
But I was so happy to see him put up a fight and not just get a kicking.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He used what he had at his disposal. His disposal. And he did fight back, and he did a decent job, but there was just too many of them. And I almost felt his pain at that moment. I thought it was so well put together, that kicking scene. It was such a small element of the episodes that we've seen, but I remember it, and I think it's going to be stuck in there because it was a fucking bleaching he got.
Which took about 6 of them, which I thought, pussy bastards, man.
Maybe 4.
Felt like 6.
That's the point. It's a fucking bleaching.
Here's the thing as well. I thought to myself as well, like the geeks, all of them were standing up for Dustin to begin with. All right. And I thought, you should actually just batter these dudes. You know what I mean? You should actually. And I think it's going to happen. Those guys are there for a reason. And in the last season, series 4, that boy that kept battering Eddie and everybody else, he got ripped in half. Do you know what I mean? So it's a coming. What was I going to say though? I was going to say, was it? No, so my video was already going cool. You'll not get anything.
That's next week's.
Yeah, me and the kids were on our knees during the finale of season 4, consoling each other and everything. I hope season 5 finale is more epic. Max is Hey, the end of series 4 was phenomenal. Best bit, he got an absolute pasting, and then we didn't see him for donkeys. Thought he was dead. That's true.
Like he got a proper young Michael Myers style kicking.
He acid in folks' faces, by the way, which was smart.
It was a move, and it was enjoyable to watch. I really enjoyed it. I always love seeing bullies getting what's come at them. Do you know what I mean? Like they pick on the wrong person, or even if they're picking on somebody that's easy to bully. If that wee bully gets a good hit in, it's always great to see. Did you notice the Halloween references in this season, by the way?
Which ones?
Right, there was quite an obvious one. I think it was at the end of episode 2. They played Mr. Sandman.
Yeah, I did see that.
Right, the hospital. Did you notice the hospital's logo?
No.
It was HMH, the exact same as Haddonfield Memorial Hospital. It was exactly the same. It wasn't even slightly different, apart from the fact that it replaced the word Haddonfield with Hawkins. It was the exact same thing. And at the end of that episode, we get Mr. Sandman. I was like, I wonder if Kev noticed. I'm like, surely he will have.
I didn't, mate. Sorry, I didn't.
Yes!
I did with Mr. Sandman. I even said, because we'd no longer just watched the Halloweens. So I'd said that to my wife.
I fucking know.
Yeah. I still never understood how Eddie died by getting bit by the bats while Steve survived getting bitten by the bats. That didn't really make sense. Well, I'll explain to you. More bats bit Eddie for longer.
Simple as that. I'll see you next week.
They basically, the bats that chased Steve, they got to him, but there was no as much. This was a fucking army of bats that took down Eddie, and they bit for some good amount of time.
He got fucking battered.
They were ripping his fucking insides at me. It's like saying I don't get how a dog fought one guy and a dog fought the other. Well,
what happened to Steve was
got ripped in the throat, the other guy got a bit in the hand.
What happened to Steve was along the lines of, fuck, that's going to hurt tomorrow.
Yeah.
What happened to Eddie was there's no going to be tomorrow.
In fact, there's not going to be a 10 minute spin. Dusty, say your piece and we need to go. HMH was in previous seasons.
Oh, fuck. Oh, well, fuck me then. Well, Kev never noticed it for the other seasons either, so.
Correct. I didn't. But aye, so I think we're going to. I think here's something as well. The Duffer Brothers and Jamie Campbell Bower, who plays Vecna, they've says, "What's the most horrible thing you've like of the most horrible things you've done in Stranger Things as Vecna? What do you rank as the worst thing he's ever done?" And he's like, "Oh, that's in the second half of the series." And they also said that one of the main characters will receive a death that is more brutal than any death that we've seen in the show so far, and that probably also trumps the punch through the head with that coming at the eye sockets and every arsehole ear hole, mate. Holy shit! I was like, oh!
I mean, just before that, there was a random soldier getting his head obliterated. You know, what I mean, just on the floor, just splat.
Mate.
I was like, oh, aye, I forgot this did this every now and again, and then that one happened. I was like, fucking hell.
Can I just point something out? By the way, can I point something out? And I'm asking all yous to tell me this here, right? Maybe no you, J Mac, right? But everybody here, you could try and fill the blanks in. The story of Henry Creel. He's young, right? And to go back into it, remember Doug Curtis came on and he told us he made a film about a true story with the CIA called Operation Philadelphia. Remember? He has a film called The Philadelphia Experiment.
Yeah.
Where they took a big ship, they fucking put it into the upside down, came back with nobody on it, right? Well, the main doctor, what's his name? Papa, right?
Yeah.
Elle's dad, the scientist dad. His dad was apparently the guy that oversaw that operation, right? They did the same thing to Henry, which I think it relates to that wall when he was younger, right? So he came back with powers. Then we see him fuck with his family. Then we see him destroy his family. Then he goes into a coma because it took everything out of him to do so. Then when he wakes up, he's in the care of Hawkins' lab. Right up until Elle lets him out, he jumps into the upside down, comes back as Vecna. Correct?
Yeah.
How the fuck is he at high school with Joyce Byers?
I don't remember seeing that.
In that last episode, Max goes into the mind of Henry Vecna, and he's at high school.
That might be the bit where I was trying to chin Matthew in for hockey tickets.
Aye. Definitely dulled the blood to get approval for those scenes. 100% Dr. Pepper way. Yeah. In that last couple episodes, Max goes into Vecna's memory, and he's at high school. Joyce Byers has an invitation with Henry's name on it. Joyce and Henry's name are on it. So Henry is at high school with Joyce Byers.
Well, the thing is, we know that Henry's only a few years older than 11 anyway. I mean, he looks, about 24? Something like that? 25? Mm-hmm. So, have you misinterpreted something?
Have I?
Maybe, because like I said, I'm no remembering it. And even Nards is going, eh?
Vecna and Joyce. Let's Google it, right? Our trusty. Oh, I don't need to fill it in. It says high school. Right. So let's read what it says. Crazy to me they knew each other in high school. So I didn't misinterpret anything. I'm really curious how they'll address this in the show, because surely Joyce and Hopper would have been filled in on everything over the time skip when you reunite with your old high school friend after their peak. Yeah, so
time travel. We go back to time travel.
What?
That's it. If they were at high school together, it's because of time travel and wormholes and all that shit that you said this is going to play a major part.
It can, but I'm just trying to make sense of it as at this point right now.
Well, there you go. I think that's what it's going to be.
So we can all agree it doesn't make sense, right?
As yet, no.
And I don't know how... Nards, I'm shocked. Enchantment Under the Sea style scene. What's the issue? I don't get the reference. Enchantment Under the Sea.
It's the dance at the end of Back to the Future.
Aye.
So we've got time travel coming in. That's what it is. So it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense as it stands now, but it will make sense maybe in the next episode or two.
Because you see Steve Harrington's dad walk past Joyce Byers, who's holding an invitation, and it has Henry's name on it. So you even see Joyce in the actual scene. So that has to be something to do with that, because it just doesn't make any sense at this point, because he never went to high school. He was taken into Hawkins' lab.
Earth Angel,
Earth Angel. Joyce and Hopper have never seen Vecna as Henry. If they find out Vecna's name is Henry, they're not going to automatically remember a random dude named Henry from school. That's cool. I get that. But how was Henry at that school?
Time travel!
But we're not at that yet. You know what I mean?
We're not at that yet. Yeah!
Aye.
That's
So
the point.
at this point, can we agree, nerds, that this doesn't make any sense, because Henry never went to high school, so he shouldn't be at the same high school as Joyce, because he was in Hawkins. Yeah. So he was at the school because he attended that school. Can't though. He was in Hawkins.
It's gonna time travel.
Well,
you do whatever the fuck you want with time travel. That's been made apparent in the many years of time travel movies that we've had. Nothing is off the table when it comes to time travel. You can do whatever.
At this point, we're not there yet. That's the only thing for me. I was like,
we're not there yet, apart from the reference to wormholes.
And if they don't,
so we're kind of there yet because they mentioned wormholes.
Yeah, and so is the school. No, what? The school's in Hawkins' lab.
So is the school. I'm not even getting that question.
No. So if Henry's at a lab where he doesn't leave the lab and he's getting schooled and everything in the lab and fucking tortured and shock therapy and all that shit, and he grows into the Henry we see transform into Vecna, and we are told he's always been in the lab, how is he going to the school?
Maybe Joyce was as well. We'll find out later.
I don't think so. Right. And isn't it interesting that Vecna comes out, all badass, genned up, killing everybody terribly, but just swipes Joyce out the way? Why did he not kill her?
I meant to ask you about this. We mentioned something recently. I can't remember if it was about Stranger Things or another movie or TV show, whatever. Probably a movie. But it's like when you've got the power to rip folk in half with your brain, why are you throwing folk about?
Mm-hmm.
That happens a lot in this season, especially that sequence. Like soldiers are just getting like chucked about and that. It's like, well, why not just go and split them into 5 bits?
Yes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Why? Taking Joyce aside, like with the soldiers, they don't matter a fuck.
Mm-hmm.
They're expendable and explodable. So just fucking.
Yeah, but I just found it interesting that he didn't choose to kill Joyce, and it's like, oh, maybe it's because he wants to be sound to Will. No, because he's trying to kill Will's friends.
No,
he deliberately.
He's walked out and went. No, she's the main character.
No, he's just like that. He's just like that. Some arse. Cracking set. Deal with you later.
That is disgusting, isn't it? Cracking set. It's like that expression, some chassis. Like,
Hot armor. 100%. Here we go. When you see Joyce at school with Henry, it could be a created scene that's pure fabrication. Correct. That would make sense. But all I wanted from anybody was to explain if it wasn't. Right, because I thought, what have I missed? I'm sure this was, and I've done a big deep dive into the history of Vecna.
Okay, I think we've established many a time that you don't miss stuff.
I do. I miss the HMH.
Aye. Other than that, I think it's the first one I've actually caught you out on, because I think it's because Halloween is so ingrained in my brain right now after fucking film after film after film after slog after film, that I spotted it without even thinking about it. And like, I'm not going to watch Halloween now for at least another 5 years. I'm so fucking fed up with it.
What do you find out about next year's fucking Halloween? But so here's somebody I'd like to actually pay a wee bit of attention to. Somebody that grew up really fucking fast. And by the way, how phenomenal was she? She was fucking brilliant.
She's very, very good.
Very good. Very, very good. I thought aging her up fast, obviously I understand why. I thought as well, see when the Demogorgon came to get the Wheelers, I thought, no, the Wheelers! No, the Wheelers! I thought, oh. So you can take Ted fucking leave Miss Wheeler, all right?
I love Ted. Do you know what?
He's
I
brilliant.
think I love Ted because he's a bit me. He's just like, hey, this is my life.
What's he got to? Wait, what has he got to fucking complain about?
Nothing. He's done well. Like he's done well.
He's done well in life. We Cassie from Evil Dead Rise. That's right. Aye. She's great as Holly. Here,
So have they changed actresses?
yes, they had to.
Right,
because
okay.
The other lassie couldn't grow up faster. Grow up.
Am I going to be in season 5? You grew up yet? No. Fuck off, buff.
I think it's great. I think she's excellent. At the end of this show, Matthew Mann made a wee song about Mrs. Wheeler. So that'll play us out at the end of the show. I wanted Ted to have John Wick moment. It didn't happen. No, it happened just to him.
But that was like I felt like when that happened, I was like, oh no, I didn't kill him. I felt like that the same with Bob when he
Yeah.
got killed off.
I know.
I was like, you can't kill him. He's too nice.
He's Sean
He's a
Astin.
genuinely nice guy that just lives his life. That's what he is. He's an NPC, true, but he's a proper nice guy. He's took that family into his house. You know, I mean, don't get me wrong. He's trying to get rid of them. He's like, how fucking much longer are we have to deal with this pish? Because like I was sitting, like I was looking at him, like see when it's all hectic at the breakfast table and that, and I'm like, that would be me, like just sitting there, like for fuck's sake.
And then when they all leave, my son. Yeah. What was it? What was I going to say there? It was about Ted. About Sean Astin's character, Newby, Ted Newby. No, Ted. Bob Newby. Did you know the wee AV club? He started that when he was at school. The one that does,
Right.
you know, they'll run into the wee room and they're like, oh, let's play with your digits. The teacher's like, all right, cool.
Excuse me.
Cool. Come with us, man. Come with us. But he did that. What was I going to say about I was going to say something interesting there about. So the Demogorgon comes to take a wee lassie away, and I thought, oh, that's it. We've had it with the Wheelers. But you know whose parent really had me laughing in one of the earlier seasons? It's Lucas's dad, and he's at the table, and she's like, "But what do you say to Mum when she's wrong?" And he goes, "She's never wrong." Do you remember that scene? Oh, she's never wrong. Do you remember that scene?
I don't, but I can really relate.
Oh, she's never wrong, son. He's asking her right in front of his mum, eh? It's like, what do you do when mum does something wrong? And he's like, oh, she's never wrong.
So what do you think the script is with the cave? Why
The cave.
Henry won't go into the cave?
Based on my extensive research, I believe the cave is where he was. I think that's where he was taken when because let's remember, all 8, all of the people that were made, like mad fucking X-Men, were made from Henry's blood. Henry was the number one. He was the person that had the powers to begin with. He got them because he experienced not the upside down, but do you know that first place they go when
Inside
it's
out.
the inside out, where he first meets the Mind Flayer, because Henry has created the upside down, right? Where the Mind Flayer is not the upside down. That's where 11 shot him to when he became Vecna. He's getting all fucking fried by all the lightning. That is not the upside down. Henry created the upside down from that. Yeah.
Right, so that's like a wee purgatory in between.
Yes. I think he went there the first time with the Philadelphia experiment, and it was via that cave. And I think because it was so traumatic, because at that point where Max is like, I'm safe here, Vecna can't. What was it they say when you experience something so traumatic that your brain will forget? He can't step into it because it won't load, because his mind has blocked it out. So it's not that he's scared in there. I think this is where it all happened. It was
Like
so
PTSD
traumatic.
sort of thing.
I can't actually get in there. Yep. You know, because they said he's scared and angry at the same time. Probably scared because he's like, what the fuck is this? But angry, like, this wee cow's in here and I want to get her. Oh, but he can't move he can't go any forward. So I think when it's revealed to us what happened in that cave, I think you're going to see, and it will be him first getting his powers at that cave area. And that's when because he comes back And then they're like, whoa, you can do all this mad X-Men shit. Let's take your blood. We're going to put it into Elle's mum and everybody. And that's how they created these kids from him.
So you think that we're going to find out for sure where the initial powers come from?
100%. And it's
going
from,
to be that
from the Mind Flayer. It's the Mind Flayer.
So the mind flayer's in that cave?
No, I think in that cave is where it all happened to him, where he then was transported to that other place that's not the Upside Down.
Right.
Met the Mind Flayer, who was like, here's your powers, off you fuck. And then he comes back to it, you know?
Off you fuck.
Off you fuck.
I love that. I love that. Like you can't just, there's certain situations in life where fuck off isn't good enough, and you have to go, off you fuck.
I've heard that Vecna is scared of caves because in the play, I think it's revealed that the cave is where the Mind Flayer infected Henry Creel. I can't remember though. Yeah, that's exactly what I had read. The play is the story of Henry Creel, and he goes.
They'll make a play out of anything now, wouldn't they?
Well, it's Vecna's story.
It doesn't seem like the type of series or movie, whatever, that you could go, oh, let's make a play out of that. Do you know what I mean? But they will, because they need to get people back into the theatre, into the theatre.
A lot of people are confusing the play with the show. Well, I think they're looking at that as a prequel, and if it makes sense, you know, some people think the things happen in the show is canon to the show. In the play. What's up, homie? Aye, Ezekiel. No much, mate. Hope all's good with you. Yeah, well, who knows, mate?
What's your name?
Alan! Hey, Alan! Fuck you!
What's your name? Ezekiel!
Good, Ezekiel. Good. Hope you're living the dream, friend. Hope you're living the dream. So, see this very final episode, because I did think, no much is actually happening, right? And then we get to the final episode, and I'm like, oh, here we go. See that moment? Did I actually prepare it for tonight? That moment. Did I? No, I should have. You know that you're just seeing the red, and you're just seeing a guy walk up to it, and I'm like, oh mate, it's very Darth Vader-y in Rogue One. He walks through, and he's just like, and he just starts leathering everybody. I thought, here we fucking go, mate. See this pattern as well. I think even Noah, I think he does really good, because he's been quite a wet blanket this whole time.
I like how you said even Noah, because he has been a bit of a wet blanket. And like
the whole time.
I had a feeling that like the whole thing about him maybe being gay and stuff was just like shoehorned. But I feel like it was kind of shoehorned in to keep the world, in inverted commas, happy that they've got some LGBTQ characters. But
no, I think
they've managed to make it. They've actually managed to make it make sense.
Mm-hmm.
And then when that moment happens, and then the moment after happens, I swear to God, man, that actually, what happens at the end of these 4 episodes brought a fucking tear to my eye. And it wasn't because I was sad. I was just like, fucking yes, man. That's where I was at. I literally jumped up I didn't jump up because I'm fat. I stood up slowly out my seat and went, yay! You know what I mean? But like I went through to my missus. She was just at the end of episode 3. Because I was doing the show the night, I said to her, I was like, I need to watch these ahead of you, I'm sorry. She's like, that's fine, I'll watch episode 3. And the night I went through and I said, listen, episode 4, the end of that was phenomenal. And she was like, oh, you prick, I'm going to need to watch it in bed now. So I guarantee you she started watching it and fell asleep, because that's what she does. But I had a feeling of complete like joy and elation at what happens at the end of this. I mean, we're going to talk about it. This is not a spoiler-free episode. Mm-hmm. Will is fucking Will Evan. You know what I mean?
You know he is gay though. You know that, They foreshadowed that in the very first episode. You know
I don't remember the first episode. I kind of mind it for later on, like just moments in the van when they're traveling cross country and stuff. I was like, all right, he's gay. Okay, that's fine.
Was anyone glad?
Robert, when you go back to that previous one,
Stood up to the fish law.
Fucking dick.
Was anyone glad Robin brought up his haircut? Yes. It's like, oh, the ball cut's no in anymore.
He's
His
like,
hair
that's
looks
not that
much
popular.
better.
Aye.
By the way, does he not resemble Harry Potter this season as well?
My wife, actually, did my wife say that? Somebody said it to me.
He's got the Harry Potter thing
It
going
must have been when
Mate,
we watched the first 2 episodes. Aye.
Lucas's hair, man. You could put your fucking dinner on that and let him walk about and you could pick it up at any point.
Do you remember, you might be too young for these movies, do you remember the house party movies?
Is that Chevy Chase? No, Chevy Chase.
No, you're way off. You're way off. It was a wee rap duo, I think, and then they were called Kid and Play. Like when the film came out, it was advertised as starring Kid and Play. And it's like a shorter version of that haircut. Like,
right, I see it.
and that's what it's like. I'd love to know who the first guy was to think, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to cut my afro flat as fuck, and that's going to look amazing.
I know, right? Did you see as well? Dusty Bun he's basically trying to cosplay as Eddie now.
Oh, he's rocking that mullet. Like he's rocking that mullet.
Ice Cube.
House party.
Has his party got Ice Cube in it?
No, as far as I remember.
No, it's
I don't think they were particularly good films, but I remember them coming out and wanting to see them because I was too young to see them at the time. And then I did see them and I was like, I think that was good, but I bet if I watched it now, I'd think they were fucking terrible. There was House Party 1 and 2.
We'll need to check.
In fact, you know what? We should, and I guarantee you can't get them on DVD and Blu-ray.
I'll find them. Here, The Wall as well. Shit turned into Game of Thrones real quick, didn't it?
I was reminded of The Matrix. Like the eggs, the human...
Well, by the way, The Matrix, that's what he's doing. It's essentially that's what Vecna's doing.
Yeah.
Slapping them all right into the Matrix. Here, you just stay there, all right. This was funny, the Home Alone scene, where they're just like, here, let's set up a couple of traps, doing a couple of these bad boys. I'm so glad the Wheelers are not dead. I totally thought, oh, we're gonna do the Wheelers, man. We're gonna do the Wheelers, and then they didn't. Here, do you know who we've completely glossed over, and we probably shouldn't have, is wee fat boy man.
Oh, hey, I had in my mind to talk about. He is fucking brilliant, man.
Yeah, did you not hate him for
love
like 20
that wee
minutes?
guy.
You hated him for 20 minutes, though, right?
Oh, 100%. I definitely hated him. I hated him. And then you're like, I love this wee guy. See when his mum and dad get knocked out and he just sits there and bitches himself. I was like, this is a wee chubby Kev.
I probably would laugh at that situation.
His dad just flops out. He's like, then his mum goes out to checking him. Then she flops out. He's like, he's not concerned at all. Like, he's just like, this is a funny moment. I'm not going to be affected with this at all. You know?
See the barn moment where he's up like at the top of the barn. I think it's till there you dislike him, and then every part after there you're like, aye, okay, this guy's quite funny.
I liked him before that because of the sheer assholiness of him. Just like he's just a selfish wee prick. Like, but as long as it's not happening to him, he doesn't care. And then, like in the barn, you're like, okay, so he's going to be a thing now. Like for the rest of this season, hopefully he's going to be a thing. Maybe they kill him off.
Done. Oh, he'll get done, 100%.
Maybe they kill him off.
He's getting pit on a fucking spit and turned.
Aye, Demogorgons have got a good feed out of him anyway.
They'll be there a wee while.
Demogorgons are like, oh, lovely marbling in this boy.
We got to see what happened with Will as well. I think they're going to go more into that. More into what happened initially before he was putting Davy's Moss mints.
It looks a bit out of order just with that picture, to be honest.
It totally does, eh? I think the CGI was quite pish as well. I don't think they've done a good job of the CGI face of Will. It did not look like Will.
No, it was a different. That to me looked like a different actor. If they've done it, if that's been a de-aging job, it was really poor. I think it was a different actor.
No, it was a different actor with Will's face on it.
But it didn't seem like it had Will's face on it at all.
I know, that's the point. That is Will's
You're
face
kidding
on
me
it.
out. Was that meant to be a de-aging thing?
That is, they took a different actor and CGI'd Will's face on him, and I thought it was shite.
Are you sure? Are you sure? I think they could have done a better job with that. No. If it was a de-aging thing. Totally. I swear to God, I just thought, all right, they've replaced Will's too old now. So let's just bring in a young actor that looks a bit like him.
I promise
That's
you.
what it looked like to me.
No, it's a different actor with Will's
me.
young face on it. Thought it was like so shit. There have been better jobs done, but I was fine with that. Different actor, Will's DH face over it. See,
Wow.
told you.
Wow. I
Class,
like,
will take my fucking word for it. I have to get the lads in on
I even turned to my wife and said, I'm glad they never did de-aging because that would have looked shite.
They fucking did, and it was shite
It looked shite.
because it
Not
was done.
because they used a different actor, but because the de-aging was shite.
It was terrible. But do you know what? Because I forgive it and I allow it. I'm like, right. I'll
I
just
allow
pretend
it.
as well.
Oh,
pretend as
duffers! What you fucking did?
I got the fucking duffers, mate.
You're Weinsteining them on the phone. What you fucking did, you back?
Yeah, I wouldn't go as far as saying I was shagging them on the phone. But aye, it was quite shit done. But I think they're going to go back to that whole thing again and see a bit more. There's still more behind. There's still more lurking that we don't know. I think the ending was really good. You know, he's getting all the fucking mad Undertaker eyes, and then he Vecnas them to fuck the demis, and I thought, beautiful.
Like honestly, I go back to it when that happened. Like the Demogorgons just kind of get stuck. Like I was thinking, this is where the cliffhanger's going to be, especially when it brought up the 8mm film. When it brought up the 8mm film, I was like, right, this 8mm is going to be the end, and then it wasn't. Excuse me, I'm not crying. I've just got a wee frog in my throat.
He's screaming.
I'm not. I'm genuinely not. But then when it cut back to it, and you seen them kind of shaking in the air, and that, I was like, "Oh, it's Will." And it cut back to him with the fucking eyes and he looked so mean.
Yeah.
And that's something Will has never looked before. Is mean.
He's just been a pussy the whole fucking show.
Oh man,
Truly,
they have
yes.
properly made that character worthwhile with that moment at the end of this half of the season.
Yeah.
And I really look forward to seeing where it goes. I mean, is 8 going to be a baddie as well?
No, they've just built the Avengers, mate. You've now got Will, you've got 8, and you've got
I
Elvin.
have to say, when 8 showed up, I was like, who the fuck's that wee boy?
No, do you know what? I knew for a fact that was going to be 8. There's no part of me was not like, that's not. I said to my wife, that's 8 in there. That's not Vecna, right?
How
Best
did
it
you
was.
know that? How?
Because they brought her in season 2. For what reason? And then they say, oh, there's a kryptonite. There's someone like me in there. It must be Vecna. I went, it'll be fucking 8. Who you
I didn't even think that.
That's my wife. I turned to her.
I thought it was going to be a new character. I didn't even put 2 and 2 together with that.
Straight away knew it was 8 because they brought her in for no reason for one episode and she disappeared. And I thought, we've got we literally now have 8 episodes to tie it up. What's the fucking point in her if they were never going to bring her back? But one thing I did say after saying it'll be 8, clearly it'll be 8. Then I turned to my wife and went, see, 8. And then I says, what is it with these fucking lab coats and fucking shaving all the lassie's hair, man? Like, what is that? You know what I mean?
A wee bit of me thinks it is going back to the Holocaust and how they treated people and stuff. Maybe.
Just like it's back out of order.
There was experiments done on people and that. It was always involved shaving the head, and it's a bit awkward. But I genuinely thought it was a wee boy, and I was like, "Who the fuck's this wee boy?" And if it wasn't for the flashback, I'd still be thinking, "Who the fuck's 8?"
Just wait till you see 20. Therefore, he didn't even stick up for 11 with bullies in California. Aye, 8's a female.
Aye.
Aye. I think 8's going to get fucking squashed. Hopefully, it's that person that dies. I'm fine with 8 dying. I've got no.
You can't say that's a main character though. That's not going to be a main.
They probably could though.
That's debatable. Like endlessly debatable.
You can take 8. Nards said something.
I wasn't a big fan of that whole thing with 8.
No, neither was I.
When 11 went off fucking Warriors, I was like, what the fuck is going on here? This is actually annoying me. It was like Sons of Anarchy had season 3 where they went to Ireland. Stranger Things had that season where it went to the fucking warehouses. I was like,
that was only one episode.
Sorry. It felt like a season.
Yeah,
That's
I agree. That and Hopper being in fucking Russia. That shit was boring as fuck.
No, I like that. I like
Nah,
that.
nah. But get this right. Nard said this about the show, and he's right. I believe he's right. Which, in a sense, is annoying though, right? He said that Jane, obviously 11, is calling Hopper Hopper, and she keeps calling him Hopper, and that makes sense, of course. But he's saying that the chances are he's going to die, and she'll call him Dad when he's dying.
Aye.
Which makes
okay.
sense, by the way, because they are showing you his history and when he was about to do his
that will rip your heart out when it happens. Like,
100%.
I will defy anybody to get through an episode where Hopper actually dies.
I know, it's dead.
And hod that shit together, mate. I'm going to be in still game state like when we review the next half. If that happens, I'm not going to be able to talk. Like it's going to be an hour-long show and 45 minutes of me going, wait a minute. That's what it's going to be. I'm fucking telling you. Because he's such a lovable guy. Like he's detestable in some ways because he's obviously just a like, especially the way he started, his character kicked off. You're just like, he's just is what it is.
Coffee and contemplation.
Aye, but now I love him. I love David Harbour. I don't know. There's been some kind of shit I've seen recently about some kind of conflict between him and Millie Bobby Brown.
Apparently she got a restraining order, but I don't know how true that is or what it's about because I've not seen her talk publicly about it.
I mean, I don't know what the script. You can't tell when they're on screen.
Try bum bum.
You can't tell when they're on screen. Like it looks like they're still, their chemistry is phenomenal, and I think that when people genuinely hate each other, chemistry always suffers a wee bit. But I don't feel like it's suffered yet, so I don't know what's going on there.
Do you think Hopper is going to die? I think they will. I think it's annoying though because they've lied to us twice now about him dying.
Twice?
Well, the first one was when he looked up and he was next to the big fucking reactor thing, and the second one was where he's like, right, that's me going in to kill Vecna with my fucking strap vest. That's twice you've been like, no.
I wasn't going to happen halfway through the season. I had no concerns about that.
You kind of thought for a minute, away.
Nah,
some folk.
No. Do you know what's funny though? It's like it was early on in this season. We were like, tonight could be the night that we're going to find Vecna. I was like, it's no, because it's fucking episode 1. So no, it's just it's not going to happen. And that kind of stuff always bugs me a wee bit. It's like halfway through a season when you end on a cliffhanger. You're like, well, we know that this person in their perilous situation isn't going to die because they wouldn't leave it here. It's like, it's just like, come on. But what I like about this is they've kind of left it on a cliffhanger, but kind of not at the same time. Like they finished off this wee segment. This act of it has been finished, and now we've got excitement for the next one. And it's in a good way. It's not like, oh my God, is that person going to die? Because that's where I thought it was going.
Yeah.
Like I said, with the 8mm film, I thought, are we going to lose like fucking 3 main characters here? Mm-hmm. And it just reminded me of the old series of Batman. Will Batman survive? Find out next week. And I was just like, I was like, that's cheap, man. That's nasty. But then it cuts back again, and then we see Will doing his 11 stuff. And I'm like, oh, you fucking beauty. We actually have competition now. Vecna is essentially undefeatable at this point. He's been defeated, but he's still there. So he's undefeatable. But now we've got the power of Will, we've got 11, and now we've got 8. If it does turn out the way you expect.
Do you know, I thought this was pretty cool. They were all referring to, we're going to search for Vector tonight because they're doing another crawl. A crawl is when you play D&D and you go into dungeons to essentially loot the dungeons to see what's in there. You go in, you go to every area of the dungeon, you take all the loot, you kill all the bad guys, and then you leave. So the fact that David Harbour and all the other characters are still talking about things like they are in D&D is actually quite class. Like they actually put it so in your face that the average person's like, I don't like D&D, I'll never play that shit, it's gay as fuck. But yet everybody's loving Stranger Things, and that's D&D, mate. Everything.
Mhm.
Vecna. Henry doesn't know his name's Vecna. They're calling him Vecna. You know what I mean? He's,
He's
imagine it's
Henry.
some. And
He's Henry.
I hope at some point someone in the show goes, Vecna's here, and he's like,
Like he just kind of goes,
like, where's Vecna? Like,
I'm the big baddie. Who the fuck's
See-
Vecna?
see if they go through this whole show and not like address with Vecna. Like, someone has to call him Vecna for him to be like, what? Do you know what I mean? Like, what are you talking about? Why are you calling me Vecna? Do you know what I mean? Because everything from the Demigorgons, everything, all of it is all from the kid's perspective of a D&D. Imagine this show ends, right, where all the characters die or they kill Vecna, and it goes straight back to that basement in Hawkins, and they're all still young, and they've just played D&D, and they put the board game away.
Mate, if they Dallas this, I will be fucking raging.
It
It was all a dream.
was a dream. It could happen, mate. Anything could happen. I don't think that's how it's going to happen, though. I think we're going to lose characters. I think it's going to be a very Harry Potter type ending. You know, the best possible way I could imagine is that the remaining kids get together, kind of same way they do in it, and they're like, too much has happened, so we all need to leave. They've already foreshadowed this, but
Yeah.
let's if we ever need each other, let's come back. And it just kind of pans to all four of them.
Aye.
That would be probably how I would end it. Like they're all just like
I would love to see a Scottish spin-off called like Weird Shit.
weird shit. Right, lads, that's him fucking deed now, eh? Any just want to come back, man? Just give us a shout, come back to the road, eh?
Oh no, the mad dogs are coming.
Do you know every episode, every new episode that we're getting is all just under the 2 hour mark?
No, I looked into that today actually. I was actually just finding out how long the episodes were for the last 2 episodes of this segment because I wanted to know what time I had to just let Mel know that I was going to have to just piss off. And I think it's only the last one's over 2 hours.
No, I'm talking about the ones coming. The ones we have to look forward to.
That's what I mean. The very last episode is going to be 2 hours. The ones before that are kind of normal-ish.
No, an hour 43, hour 41, hour 58, hour 50. So all of them are just about here under 2 hours.
Yeah,
You're talking about the ones we've just watched, because I think only 2 of them were close to that.
Chat GPT, you fucked me.
Aye.
No happy.
I'm looking at IMDb, mate. They've all got all their details, names, cast. I'm leaving. I don't know what to look because I don't want to see. I don't want to see Eddie. I just want to be surprised. But I know it's going to happen. Eddie will. They'll
I
go
might be
back
surprised, but I know it's going to happen. I think
Nah.
when it happens, you'll just be like, "Tell you."
So before we wrap up the show, J Mac, right? Let's give our predictions. I'll go first, right? Because you can piggyback off the back of mine. I think, of course, they will defeat Vecna. I think 8 is a fucking goner. Fat kid. He could be on his way, but I don't know. I don't know how.
His name's Derek, Kevin.
I know Eddie's deed, nerds. I know Eddie's deed, but what I'm saying is they're playing with time travel, clearly. So I think Dustin will go back and see Eddie in the past. And it might be a case of like they don't bring Eddie back, but Dustin's in the past and he's like, And Eddie's like, I know. It could be that. It'll be interesting, but I think Vecna obviously gets defeated, and I think that it will end in some sort of friendship. You'll leave being like, oh, it's sad because they'll have to leave each other, but I see it being that. I would be totally fine if Vecna's like, dead, and I'm Vecna. Of course I was going to fucking win. See is. I'd be like, oh. Do you know what I mean?
You sadist. You fucking sadist.
Only I have the balls for that, mate. If I was handed the reins, I'd be like, right, cool. Vecna murders fucking everyone, and the thing that he showed, Nancy was true. Everybody burns. He kills everyone. Game over. But did you think anybody was going to beat this type of evil? No.
Do you know the problem with that though? The problem with that is if they were to go along those lines, this final season, nobody's ever going to believe it's the final season.
Do you know what? It will never be the final season. There's a spin-off series coming, and they will give it 5 years. They'll bring Stranger Things back. Of course they will, mate.
You say that there is a spin-off series coming, or do you
There's
think there
most
will be?
definitely no. There is. The Duffer Brothers have said. They says it's not got any of the cast of Stranger Things or that, but it is most definitely a spin-off.
I've never enjoyed a spin-off in my fucking life.
You've never watched Better Call Saul?
No, I've never even watched Breaking Bad, mate. It bored the shit out of me.
I'm so gutted to hear that.
No, I've never enjoyed a spin-off. Like, even if I have mildly enjoyed them, I've never enjoyed them as much as what it spun off from. I love The Boys. I still haven't watched Gen V. I'm really not that interested. I watched, remember the Friends spin-off? Mind the Friends
Joey.
spin-off?
Nobody
Joey.
watched Joey.
That was fucking awful.
Gen V was all right, by the way.
I know, but I don't care how many people tell me that. I'm not going to go out of my way to watch it. It's
Your
another
lot.
number of hours in my life that I could probably spend doing something better, like pulling my plug.
Chugging. You reckon Joseph Quinn would have come back since he's went on to big movies since? Yes. I know
Who the
he's went
fuck
on
is
to big
Joseph
movies.
Quinn?
Eddie. Yes, and do you know
Oh,
what?
right.
There's been several interviews now where they're like, "Well, we see you in the final series," and he's like, "I don't know. Well, yeah, I don't know. Well, yeah." So that's what I would do. See if I was not even going back, I'd go, well, stay tuned. They're like, you said we're going to win it.
I think the best career that's going to come out of this for any of the young actors is Finn Wolfhard. I think he's phenomenal. I think he's very, very, very good. He's a good actor. He's not just good at playing Mike. He is a good actor, and I think he will go on to bigger and better things once he gets out of his Stranger Things contract.
I think Winona Ryder
hope he
probably
does.
going to do things.
She's already done things. Like I'm not count. I'm counting. The,
I'm joking.
I'm talking about the
I'm
young
joking.
actors here. Millie Bobby Brown. Her career is limited at best.
The thing is, though, her parents own a mad production company and proper. She's positioned.
All right, so she's going to be another McLuckin. Well,
No, she'll actually have a career beyond her childhood.
Aye.
Eddie did.
Everybody's just sorry. Everybody's just always going to look at her and go, "Oh, that's a living for Stranger Things." I feel like with Finn Wolfhard, they're not always going to go, "Oh, that's Mike." They're going to be, "That's Mike. That's Richie. That's any other thing he does in the next few years." They're going to tie it together with multiple projects. Yeah. I feel like we 11, like getting Matt Russell, as good as he is, I think he's always going to be.
He can only play Dustin.
He's always going to have that Phil Mitchell syndrome. Like if you ever see Steve McFadden show up in anything else, you're like, it's Phil Mitchell, fucking no way.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's going to happen for probably most of them. Which is unfortunate because she's already been clever. She's already done a lot of other stuff in the meantime. She was in The Whale with Brendan Fraser and stuff like.
She's very good.
As shite as that film was, for some reason it got a lot of fucking accolades.
I know. I expected that to be so class. Got bored and turned it the fuck off. I was like, what?
I never turned it off. What? I watched it to the end and went, I wish I'd turned it off.
No, I fucking seen sense, mate. I was like, this was supposed to be class, man. Shite.
No, it felt like a play. It was just a bunch of folk walking indoors every now and again and going, "Hello, mind me." That was what that film felt like to me.
I do love.
Sorry, I saw a thing with Brendan Fraser recently where he was asked to give his favourite of his own movies, but he had to compare two. So it was like, is this one your favourite or is this one your favourite? And he would pick one. Is this one your favourite or is this one your favourite? And it went on and it got whittled down to two. And it was The Mummy and The Whale.
Aye,
right? And he was like, I'm sorry, Darren. The Mummy. I was like, well done, mate. Well done. You've picked what people like, not what critics like, as your favourite thing that you've done.
Ken was with Brendan Fraser recently, you know that? Spent a weekend with him.
No, I didn't know that. Why the fuck would I know that?
Just pictures on social media in case you were following him or whatever. Cool though,
fucking
maybe put a wee word in.
Mate, I would spunk my frillies if he would come on this show.
I would love it. Well, hey, stranger things have happened.
Mate, have you seen Blast from the Past yet?
Where's that?
Where? I don't know where it is. It's a film. It's in the ether. It's in history. It's Blast for the Past was a film, I think, from 1998 or 99 with Brendan Fraser.
Seinfeld fucking marketing.
What?
The look of it. It looks like a Seinfeld film. It does.
I don't know. Brendan Fraser and Christopher Walken were in it, playing
Holy
father
shit.
and son.
Silverstone.
Yes,
98.
98. It is fucking brilliant, and nobody ever talks about it. It's
Aye.
about him and his family locked themselves up in a nuclear bunker during the Cold War.
It's
because
99 it came out, no 98. But aye.
Well, excuse
No,
him.
no, that was Tenard. That was Tenard.
I know, that's why I said excuse him. See that? But they hold themselves up in a nuclear bunker thinking that the world has gone to nuclear war. And then he comes out, like, for being in there for the 60s, he comes out in the 90s. And it's like it's like a fish out of water comedy.
It's California, man. No,
Fucking, it's not California, man. Or as it's known everywhere else, Encino Man. It's not that at all. It's something very, very different. But oh my god, man, it's fucking funny.
I'll check it out.
If Ken could put a word in for us to get Brendan Fraser on this show, I would literally die a happy man. In fact, I might just kill myself at the end of the show, just to make sure that I die a happy man.
I'll put a feeler out.
That would be awesome. That would be awesome.
He calls him Brendan Fraser, though. I was like,
oh God, Ken, what you doing, man? What you doing? Where does that come from?
American.
I know it comes for the program Frasier, but it's clearly spelled Frasier. Frasier is Frasier. Fraser is Fraser. Does he ever chin folk for it?
Okay.
No, Brendan Fraser.
Brendan, I don't know, mate. I've not spoke to him.
No. I mean, have you ever seen him say you're saying my fucking name wrong?
No. But I have heard him say it's Fraser, not Frasier. I have heard him say that.
Well, that's it. Then. He's chinned somebody for
He
saying
never
it wrong.
chinned. He never chinned.
Or he just said I'm Brendan Fraser.
I think someone brought it up in an interview. He was like, it's Fraser, not Frasier, but people call me Fraser anyway. Do you know who did?
Do you know? My neighbour called me earlier on. I haven't spoke to him for a good, maybe up to a year, just through everybody being fucking busy.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what he called me?
What?
He called me Justin.
Justin.
and his name's Aaron as well. It's not Aaron, it's Aaron. His name's Aaron. And he was like, and after he said it, he kept talking. I was like, sorry, wait a minute, mate. I was like, Justin. He was like, oh, sorry, Jordan. I was like, no bother, Alan.
Shug.
No, Shug and I talk all the time. Aaron's on the diagonal side of the road. You know what I mean? But he called me Justin. I was like, mate, what the fuck did you just call me?
Next week, your nameplate's going to be Justin. The director of Black and Past directed Dudley Do Right the same year, another Brendan Fraser classic.
I've never seen that one.
What's his face? Joe Manganiello. It's Manganiello. Yeah. And the reason he knows is because Ken did the film with him, Behind Enemy Lines, Colombia. And what happened was, people kept saying in the interviews, oh, it's Joe Manganiello, and he'd be like, come on, man. And he'd stop them and be like, guys, I'm trying to make it in this fucking acting world and at least get my name right so folk know how to say my name. So that's my...
I don't think that's a wanky thing to do, is to correct people on how to pronounce your name.
No, because it's going to get said all the time. You want it to be said right so that people know who you're talking about. Eh? From this day forth, I shall call you Justin.
Do you know what, mate? See, the thing is, in the same conversation with him, like he chinned me for, oh, no, this was a conversation with my manager. I can't remember how this happened, but I said, oh, it was a contractor that had been in and talked to me, and then he went back to my manager and says, oh, John said this, John said that. And he was like, do you mean Jordan? I was like, listen, mate, I'll take John, Jason, Jordan. I'll take any of the three. But now I've got another one to add to the mix, which is Justin. So I'll take it. In fact, would I rather be called... I think I would rather be called John than Jordan. Like, Jordan's such a naff name. I still need to blame my big fucking brother for that. And I will. It's your fault, Brian.
Jordan. Well, on that note, fucking can't wait for the next bunch of Stranger Things episodes, because I'm fucking right into it, and I know you all are, so we'll do... That'll probably be our Christmas special and New Year special, eh? We'll get whiskey and all that. We'll just get pissed and watch it.
I don't know, because we're only going to have 1 or 2 episodes by that point. We're going to need to wait until it's finished before we do it again, I think.
We should do the first two or whatever. Well, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out, but it's going to be a festive time.
What was your? I'm going to ask you on air, so you're under pressure. What was your genuine thoughts on my idea for a wee series?
No, I liked it. Good idea, because it's things I probably wouldn't watch. So it's all the better for me to actually have to watch it. 12 episodes is a bit much. Like, it's fucking Halloween.
By the end of it, I realised that. By the end of it, I realised it was 11 episodes and not 10.
Aye.
I corrected myself for 10 to 12, and I was like, no, it's not fucking 12. It's 11. It would be 11 episodes. But now I've actually changed my mind about it a wee bit, and I'm thinking we do decades, and we make it a 5-week series, and we go for the 70s to now.
Yeah, we should.
So we take the best
poll.
picture, and we'll do it in the new year. So
Yeah.
we'll make it 1976, 1986, 96, 2006, 2016, and now. How many episodes was that? I fucking lost count.
We'll get them though. We'll get them.
Because I think the Oscars happen sometime in January, so I think it'd be good to do it after that.
Yes.
But I think what we're going to do is we're going to take the best film winners at the Oscars from every decade for the 70s, or from 1976 through to 2026, and we're going to review all of them. I think it'll be fun. It'll be fun to see how Hollywood has changed, attitudes have changed, and how they pick the winners has changed. It'll be good fun to do. So
Exactly.
I'm glad you liked the idea, man. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Glad you pitched it. Right, well, aye, looking forward to that. And fucking stay humble. Stay with us, stay humble, stay clean, and stay safe. Next week, join us here every Sunday, 9 p.m. live. And keep an eye on our social media, hit a wee like or follow or whatever, and you'll see what we're doing next. And on that note, lads, night, Kevin, Justin, night, my man. Just what I miss. You missed this. You missed this. Ladies and gentlemen, take it away. Cray.
I'll do it again. Hey.
Bye, Cray.
I'm in love with Mrs. Wheeler. Watching her on TV makes me want to feel her. My family's all around me, but I can't look away. I swear she's always looking my fucking way. Every time she smiles, turns me into a daydreamer. I'd leave my fucking wife for that milfy Mrs. Wheeler. Mike's dodging monsters, dusting jail and shit. Lucas is complaining the season's a fucking hit. But I don't give a fuck about any of it, just her stare. I'm just daydreaming about touching her strawberry hair. I laugh at the jokes, I cheer at the chase, but secretly I'm wishing I could touch her pretty face. I'm supposed to be watching the monsters and the fights, but all I see is her eyes shining in the TV lights. The upside down can